Yeah. Alright. I'm Jonah in the belly of the beast, nigga. I be damned if I die in these streets, nigga. Hands up for the money we gon' reach, nigga. Jonah in the belly of the beast, nigga.
Mic check, mic check, mic check. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Live and direct. We in effect. Yo, I said yo podcast. Make sure y'all follow, subscribe, hit the bell, the button. If you're on the podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts, make sure you tune in. We drop episodes every single Monday at 5 a.m. We do live interviews every Sunday at 5 p.m. So we do a little something. We might switch to Tuesdays at 5 a.m. Tuesdays 5 a.m. Be on the lookout for that. Now we gotta talk about this battle real quick, man. A battle that just popped off for homecoming, man. Homecoming. Serius Jones versus Geechi Gotti. Serius Jones versus Geechi Gotti. Now, how did this battle go? The battle started off kind of dope. Math was in front still. Smack was there. There were a few others. Tay Rock was there in support. EFB was in support. Rum Nitty was right there. So anyway, the battle started off, man. They had a coin toss, right? They had a coin toss, and Serius Jones has to go first. I believe Geechi won a coin toss. He started off by saying, fuck Cali. He addressed the mad fight, told Geechi to rebuttal the rounds he got shot by, basically saying, yo, I got punched, but you got shot, so if you ain't going to rebuttal them rounds, don't talk about mine, okay? Told him put his money where his mouth is. He ain't get his gap tooth or his tooth fixed or whatever. Like, kind of like the X Factor priorities kind of play. He went into a Bitcoin bar with a crypto bar, and then he went into that he was like ask your caveman's I damn near invented talking, basically saying like I invented talking to a nigga in a battle rap. He touched on Geechi gossiping with the easy battle. He touched on that for a second. He did a use a bitch double that didn't hit well with the crowd, but it was cool. Then he said something to the tuna like he was pillow talking and he was going to suffocate him with the pillow. He used the pillow talking. That didn't fare well with the crowd. He had an 8 Mile reference in there. Then he had one talking again about the gossip, saying that he was the pussy that was doing all the pap smearing, which was a good line. Then he had a bar. He went on there to talk about he wasn't a family guy. You'll get your baby blue. Stewie kicks, like Stewie kicks because they like blue. They on a baby family guy. That's a good play of words right there. It's murder. We got to play hot nigga to cool off. He say it's murder. We got to play hot nigga to cool off. Like, that's a really dope, clever line right there in regards for, what's that? Where that hit. That's a New York thing. That's in New York at work. Then he had something, man. He had a Wu-Tang scheme that was really solid, man. It was great rhyming on that, right? Dying on both sides, Raekwon's, New Clark's. The crowd didn't respond to the Wu-Tang bar because they ain't know the Wu-Tang member that was on stage with Serius. Like, if it had been a more recognizable figure from the Wu-Tang Clan, then it might have been a little different as far as the reaction. But I thought that was a good bar because I understood it. First round from Geechi Gotti comes in. Geechi starts off. Last time you was on stage, he told him he hit the woo and then he got knocked out. He was saying basically he was hitting the woo on stage with Murder Mook while they were battling, but he's saying the last time you said woo on stage is when the infamous punch from Math Hoffa came, when he said woo, and then boom, Math hit him and the whole thing popped off, which was ironic because Math was standing on stage, which I know is probably everybody else has gotten over that stuff, but it's still ironic when you see those people, just like you saw Pharaoh on stage with Hustle, you saw Math on stage with Serius. That's a testament to people being able to move on. So y'all take that into account. Anybody out there in the streets, in the world, man, if they could get over that shit, y'all could get over that shit. Then he went on to say, how do it feel to be known for a legendary sock like Mick Foley? Another Mick Foley bar tonight, but it was dope. It was fire. He said he'd rather let the ambulance take you serious, crazy bar, cut down on calories, he meal prepping. He had another one where he said all them years in Fight Club just to get knocked out. That was another one that hit pretty hard. He had a bar about vital signs. Your vital signs looking like an underscore. Gonna have your mama's stomach in knots. It'll take a day to settle on some Diddy shit. Like he was running through like a bad boy round. He had something about Biggie getting hit. Then he ran into that bar. That was really good. Green Bay running back Aaron Jones. That's a good play, especially leading it off saying like, yo, I don't really do sports bars like that. So that bar was pretty dope. He said he said, I'm gonna take my time with you like my co-defendants talking about torturing them. That was crazy. Take my time with you like co-defendants. He started talking about like they used to do burglaries where they would knock on doors, see who was there. He said he probably knocked on more doors than Jehovah's Witness, still carrying on that rhyme scheme. Guns with all he said your guns all capped with the orange tips, like cap guns had the orange tips, fake guns can't be serious. That nigga got a straight face. That's crazy. Then he said he had a change of heart. It wasn't that serious. Somebody's niggas was gonna ride on him. I missed that bar. I thought the bar was dope, but I didn't write enough detail on it. Then we get to the second round, man. Serius start off his second round. And he started off by saying a line about surf, like seeing they got surf down is to bring all the guns, you wave up. Basically saying you see surf went down and then you bring in guns, you wave up in your rounds. Kind of like a play on words saying you're going to indict yourself. Then he jumped back on a weave angle, which has been used a lot. But I'm a firm believer if the bars hit, you use them if they work. He jumped on the weave angle. Then he started talking about when he knew he wasn't gonna, what'd he say? When I knew it was gonna be a fight with drugs, he hid behind trees too. Basically saying when he got knocked with for doing something else, he took a plea on drugs, similar to how, and he paralleled it to Geechi hiding behind a tree during a fight the drugs was having. So that was pretty good. He said he had a treetop Pyru bar that didn't land. And then he went into some stuff where his bars weren't hitting with the crowd. He had a peanut scheme, and he had a bar. I want to know what y'all think about the pistachio bar, and how do y'all think that was? And then he had another one. He said, you're a friendly Crip who looks ticklish. And then he rhymed that with he's too meticulous. And while the crowd wasn't responding, I give him kudos for continuing to go. He followed that up with this candy. I beat niggas and bitches. I'm Mike and Ike. And he then went on to say that he didn't hit women. The crowd paused. The crowd booed for a second. Serius Jones paused. Then he had another rhyme where he said something about blood flowing gently down the stream. And that round kind of went down. The second round came from Geechi. Gotti started it off talking about Mav again, man. And by this time, I looked in the back, and I didn't see Mav in the background anymore. I saw him come back to the battle near the end, but at first I thought he might have left because it was an uncomfortable space, but I don't know. Maybe he just had to go to the restroom. So he started off the battle. He said, Mav knocked you out 10 years ago, and you finally woke up. And I'm sorry, he said Mav knocked you out 10 years ago and you finally woke. And that was in reference to him going to jail, coming out of jail, being practicing Islam. But I think I remember Serius Jones that have always practiced Islam. So, maybe he found a greater faith. But I do know the clip he's referencing that. Then he went back into the Mav battle. He say, what do you do after you get a black eye? You go get Ice. He was referring to him rolling with the wolf, because him and Ice cool in that regard. He had a barbecue bar, and I don't know if Barbie was real. I think he probably made up that name just to make the bar hit, so we're going to keep it going. He said he also knew you was a bitch, period, spot on. So that was crazy. He was saying how he was rapping for 5 minutes and nothing hit. You a dinosaur. No wonder them bars didn't land before time. That was alleged to be a freestyle. And then he said one of the best dinosaurs is T-Rex. Then he talked about Mav smacking him again, saying it was a reflex. By that time, I ain't see Mav on the stage no more. Third round came about, man, and Serius Jones started that round off, man, with like a calzone, like dial tone, rhyme scheme that got love. And then somebody in the crowd like booed, somebody yelled time. He had a bar where he talked about like Geechi being a hypocrite, but he called him a hypocrite, which was kind of like that hippopotamus bar that Mook had. It didn't it didn't hit well with the crowd. And that round ended light, man. That round ended light as far as the response. Man, Geechi came in and he had a third round rebuttal freestyle that fell pretty dry. Like it didn't. My bad, man. I had to scoot my seat up, man. It didn't hit too crazy in the battle. Then he had so much powder down the toilet. They thought it was Ajax bar that was dope. Then he had another one. I even dropped a dime. Smoker picked it up and put it in his pipe. If I ever dropped a dime, a Smoker picked it up and put it in his pipe. That was crazy. Trap looked like an adoption center. He's talking about all the numbers he was going through that. You had to watch it. What'd he say? Going up 223s like I'm a reseller. Going up to 223s. Man, going to sleep in the spot, wake up in a trap like a scene from Saw was crazy. I really liked that bar. He seemed like he was about to cut his round short. And then he went into some more shit, talking about he'll break down in 3 motions like Newton Law. That was kind of crazy. Just, I stepped on so many birds. I got crow's feet, 14 with a deuce tray, pearl handle. It looked like a what'd he say? It looked like an eggshell or a seashell rather. How do I add is what he say, man? He said he had a homie. It didn't add up how he have all them keys and got locked up. Like that was a really dope line just in retrospect. Every day in old hood. Oh man, he said, man, it felt like he had his soul on the line and he was talking about how like niggas hanging the shoelaces, the shoes from the wires in the hood. So that reference was cool. And then man, the battle was over, man. He actually said in the battle he wanted to get to a better battle. So I don't know if like he felt like that battle was going the way it wanted to go. The crowd definitely wasn't rocking with Serius Jones the way I thought they would, with him being from the East Coast. But I did think that Geechi would get out there and get a little bit of retribution for the Mook battle, and I think he got that. I want to know what y'all think. What do y'all think? Y'all make sure y'all tap in. We're going to do these updates every single time. Right after the battles, we're going to jump in here. I do want to know what y'all think. If y'all want to leave some messages in the comments, in the chat. Oh, shit, man, the chat is jumping, and I ain't even see it, man. I'm going to holler at y'all real quick in the chat. Real quick, what up, though, Ro? What up, though? Hayes, man, peace, Shadina. All right. Peace, everybody in the chat, man. I'm out here. I'm out there. Y'all said he dead. Y'all say the crowd was yelling time on Jones. Okay. They say Geechi put belt to ass. Okay. Man, what else y'all got? What else thoughts y'all got before I get out of here? I want to make sure we got enough time for the next battle to start, because the next battle we got is it's got to be Chess and T-Rex. So we're going to get out of here because I don't want to hold y'all too long. I want y'all to be able to get back to the commentary that's actually on the live stream. Y'all check that out. We're going to do this all the time, man. Pop in here, do these battles, man. Have a good time, good conversation, and all that. With that said, make sure y'all follow the podcast. We got the interview up right now. It's an interview with Fair Funeral that's live on the podcast right now. There's an interview with Real Sick, Miss Miami, Murder Mook. All of those are on the I Said Yo podcast link. Subscribe, do all that good stuff. We out.